Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. And today, we are going to go through NFL Week 8 and make my personal predictions on how each and every team is going to do and who will win. As you see, this is from my group I'm doing with Tom Grossi's ESPN Pick'em group. So far, I am a little bit above 500 at 55 and 51, and I am in around the top 50% of people because this NFL season has been absolute chaos and I don't understand what's going on. And so the first game that we're coming up is on Thursday night when the Baltimore Ravens travel down to Tampa Bay and take on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Now, the Ravens won last week 23-20 over the Cleveland Browns. A very close game, but Ravens have always had a double-digit lead in every single game. Problem is that their defense likes to give up double-digit leads like they're the Atlanta Falcons. And on Tampa Bay, they just came off a very embarrassing loss, 21-3 against the tanking Carolina Panthers. And their defense looks awful. Brady looks bad. And people are saying that he's going to try and turn around, but I think the Ravens are going to go ahead and win this game and be able to get another win against the struggling Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, Lord, why is that a game in London? Yikes. The Denver Broncos is going to London to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just a product the NFL wants to send overseas. And, man, Denver's offense is poo-poo. It is poo-poo. It is not good. And the Jaguars just don't know how to not make mistakes. I'm going to go with the Jaguars just because I believe that their offense can move the ball better than the Broncos can. Like, yeah, the Broncos have a good defense, but if you can't score points, you can't win. The next game is for Tank Division, with the Carolina Panthers traveling to take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers, after trading away CMC to the 49ers, were able to pick up an upset win against the struggling Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Atlanta Falcons got absolutely blown out against the Cincinnati Bengals when Joe Burrow had an amazing day. But I believe that the Falcons are a better team. They're a better coached team. And I think the Panthers are just riding high after their firing Matt Rule and getting rid of their star player. So I think the Falcons are going to take the win over the Panthers. Now we get into kind of an interesting matchup with the Chicago Bears taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Bears had an offensive explosion against the New England Patriots, while the Cowboys took care of business against the Lions. The Bears are riding high off of their first really good offensive game, but I do think that the Dallas defense will be able to shut them down no problem. Justin Fields, he had a great game last week, but he is going to be absolutely destroyed by Micah Parsons and the Dallas defense. I'm sorry. That's not really a good game to try to get more momentum off of Chicago. So I think Dallas is going to beat the Bears. And then another game coming up is the Miami Dolphins traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. The Dolphins with Tua back in the lineup for the first time since his awful concussions was able to squeak out a victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers 16-10. And the Detroit Lions, well, they're having another Lions season, and they lost pretty badly to the Cowboys. And I think that the Dolphins will be able to take care of business. Tua's just going to keep getting healthy, and the Lions defense will offer no resistance at all. And then we have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Purple Incarnation of everything wrong with the NFL, the Minnesota Vikings, who are way ahead in the division. The Cardinals got a really big win coming off against the New Orleans Saints while the Vikings had a bye week. I'm going to pick the Cardinals to win this game. One, because I absolutely hate the Vikings. Two, I think the Cardinals are going to be a lot better coming down the stretch due to DeAndre Hopkins being back. We saw that in the game against the Saints where Hopkins made a massive difference in the offense. And the Minnesota Vikings have a really kind of suspect secondary. So I think that they're finally going to be brought down to earth closer to their median here soon. And I think this game is going to be one of them. And then we have the Las Vegas Raiders, that's still very weird to say to me, versus the New Orleans Saints. The Raiders absolutely destroyed the Houston Texans. Well, I guess is not really that hard to do. And then the Saints were able to lose a game against the Cardinals where Andy Dalton just threw 2 pick-sixes, which you never win those games. I think the Raiders are going to win this game. I think I trust their offense more. I think they're going to make less mistakes, which is kind of weird saying about a Raiders team. But I don't trust the Saints at all. Defense isn't good. Andy Dalton is kind of just there. So I think the Vegas Raiders will win this game. And then we have the New England Patriots with Mac Jones going and traveling to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets. A lot of people are very high on this Jets team right now. They are winning. They have won 4 straight games, but they have lost a lot of offensive weapons with Breece Hall, their stud rookie, going down with injury, and they lost one of their left tackles. They did get James Robinson in a trade, but to beat the Patriots, they're going to have to throw the ball better, and they have to be. Zach Wilson is going to have to come up and throw. I actually think that Patriots will be able to bounce back and win this game. They had an embarrassing loss against the Bears. I don't think they're going to have back-to-back embarrassing losses. Mac Jones will be another week healthier. And I just think that those losses on offense are going to really have to make Zach Wilson throw the ball. And Bill Belichick last year was absolutely able to destroy Zach Wilson. And then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers with Kenny Pickett taking on the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles who came off a bye. And the Steelers did not look good at all against the Dolphins. So I'm just saying that the Eagles are going to win this game. The Steelers are looking really, really bad, and I think Philadelphia is going to steamroll them. And then we have the Tennessee Titans going on to take on the absolutely tanking Houston Texans. Yeah, the Texans are awful. I think they are the worst team in football. So I think that the Tennessee Titans are going to be able to win that game pretty handily. And then we have a kind of an interesting game with the Washington Commanders traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. The Commanders came off an upset victory over the Packers, with Taylor Heinicke proving why he probably should be starting the rest of the year for the Commanders. They did not need to go get Carson Wentz because Heinicke is a very solid quarterback. And the Colts, I don't know what that team is going to look like, to be honest, because they have benched Matt Ryan. And Sam Ehlinger out of Texas is making his first career start. I have no idea what that kid is going to look like, but I know what Heinicke can do. I just saw him do to my Packers last week, and I think the Commanders will get their second straight victory. And then we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the LA Rams. The 49ers lost to the Chiefs last week because they were not able to keep up with that offense. You can't get in shootouts with Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback. He's a game manager. And the Rams, oh man, they came off a bye week, but their offensive line has struggled against good defenses, and the 49ers have a good defense. And Matt Stafford, I don't know what's going on with him. He has not been playing well. And I think the 49ers will get the win. CMC will be there another week, learning the offense a lot better. And so I think the 49ers will take this game. And then we have the only game of this week between two teams over 500, with the New York Giants taking on the Seattle Seahawks. How is this I don't even know. The Giants have been able to win a lot of games recently due to just playing solid, fundamental football. They're not doing anything fancy. They make you beat yourselves, and they take advantage of it. And that's a good way to win games. The Seahawks have been doing it by having a really, really good offense, and that defense of theirs is becoming a lot better. I'm actually going to pick the Seahawks to win this game. It is at home. The 12th man is the real thing. They're hyped up now that Geno Smith is apparently a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback for some reason. And that defense has been doing a lot better recently. So I think the Seahawks are going to be able to take care of business against the Giants. And, oh, man, the Bills. I'm a Packers fan, and we are going to get absolutely slaughtered against the Buffalo Bills. I'm not even watching that game. It is going to be embarrassing. It is just not going to go well, and the Bills are going to absolutely destroy the Packers. If the Packers somehow win this game, only because the NFL is just total chaos this year. So, yeah, the Bills are the best team in football, and the Packers are struggling. So there's no way the Packers are winning that game. Then Monday night, you got the resurgent Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have been, well, like their name. They're brown. They're poop. And the Bengals, Joe Burrow is starting to catch on fire. Like, he is showing why he was the number 1 pick. And I think the Bengals are going to absolutely destroy Cleveland. And I say 50 points to score this game. And so that is my NFL picks for Week 8. Please let me know what you guys think down below. And I'll see you later on in the week with more NFL news in action.